Hey, fifth grade, for today's poetry lesson, we're sticking with the theme of games, and we're going to read a poem entitled A Sestina for Michael Jordan. Sestina is actually a specific type of poem. You'll see what I mean in just a moment. I'm going to go ahead and click on the poem. Fans write some of the greatest poems about sports. Jay, an eighth grader, loved pro basketball great Michael Jordan. The first of several times that Jordan retired, Jay captured his feelings in a sestina. A sestina is a repeating poem that's based on six words and each of the 6 lines in the first 6 stanzas in a set order, followed by an envoy of 3 lines, each of which includes 2 of the 6 words. You'll see what I mean. The 6 words Jay chose for his fan poem were Michael, game in all capital letters, game in lowercase letters, shoes, dunks, and moves. Please follow along as I read this aloud. The NBA wasn't the same without Michael. What was the game became just a game. I missed watching him in his $100 shoes do his $1 million dunks after pulling some of his $1 million moves. Other people tried the same moves, but they couldn't make them as smoothly as Michael. They tried to copy his dunks to make it more of a game. Some of them even wore his shoes. But without him, it was always only a game. It got boring just watching a game, even if there were a few good moves, and someone was wearing some really nice shoes. In our hearts, the fans knew that without Michael, there would never be a great game. Just layups and shots from outside, but no great dunks. Sure, they all tried to do powerful dunks, but they could never make it more than a game. The only event that would make it a game again were the magnificent moves of the fabulous Michael, with or without his overpriced shoes. Some say it was the shoes and some say it was the dunks, but everyone loved to watch Michael. Coaches don't like coaching a game. They want steals, dunks, exciting moves. They want a game. The only way it could ever be a game again was him wearing his $100 shoes, pulling his $1 million moves, then going up for his $1 million dunks. Without him on the starting 5, it was an amateur's game. The playoffs, the steals, the fouls were nothing without Michael. But the plain truth is that before Michael, there was no game. It was just a predictable game played in boring shoes. I'm relieved to have him back. I miss those dunks and moves. So today, when you go back into this poem, I would like for you to comment on the words and phrases and lines that you like. See if you can figure out the form, the order of the 6 end words in each stanza. Then share your document with a classmate. Ask them to reply to your comments. After you and a classmate have commented on the poem, then submit it to me for a grade. So, the first thing that you're going to do is comment on the lines and phrases that you like and explain why you like it or what you notice. And then the other thing I'm asking you to look for is, can you figure out the pattern for these 6 words that end each line? Because he uses those words at the end of every line in every stanza, except for the very last one, but he doesn't use them in the same order. See if you can figure out if there's a pattern or how he decided to do that. And then also, one thing I would point out, so I would highlight with my mouse, and then I would add a comment. One thing I want to point out is that there are 6 lines in each stanza except for the last, and 6 words repeat. And I told you that earlier, but I think that's important because Sestina revolves around the number 6. So you can still send a message using your own words and thoughts, but you have to follow some rules. So this is not actually a free verse poem, it's a sestina. So I'm going to add that Then I'm going to add another comment. Now, I'm asking you to do something that you've never done before. So I think it's important that we don't miss out on the discussion part of our poetry analysis. And when we get on the computer sometimes and we're just adding comments, we miss that. We try to add that component when we're here in class, but if you're not here in class, I still want you to benefit from that. So today, before you click the turn in button, so you're going to add your comments. Before you click the turn in button, you're going to click the share button, and you're going to choose someone in your class to share it with. So I am going to share this with my good friend, Mrs. Geisendorfer, right here. And then I will say send, or I will type a message, hey, would you mind replying to my comments on my poem? And then I would send, and they would get an email that I have shared it with them. And after they respond to me, I'll get a notification in my email. I'm going to hit cancel so I can come back. Then I will turn it in, only after that. So you're probably going to wait and click the turn in button after those comments have been added by your classmate. So I'm excited to see how this online interaction works out. Hopefully you won't have any trouble doing that, but let me know. Email me, message me, or reach out if you have any questions or if it doesn't work the way that I just showed. And also remember that here are two new possibilities for you as poets. Maybe a Sestina, maybe a fan poem, instead of a fan letter about an athlete that you admire. Love and miss you guys. I hope you're well.